Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hobb. It is Sunday, December 12th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. Welcome to everyone who's listening to this podcast, no matter when you're divinely inspired to listen to it. There is such a wonderful significance to this date today, 12/12/21. Ones and twos. It's about love. It's about opening the door to heaven in a spiritual awakening, new beginning path. As an earth, our doors and windows are opening up more. Actually, incredibly at this time. We're coming into a new earth. A new vibration, which is why we're seeing so much tumultuousness and chaos, because what has to be healed first in order for the energy of this earth to rise. But while it needs to rise, it's also rising at the same time. So it's so important at this time to look around and see your blessings, see what is to be grateful for. Be positive. Understand the power of your mind and your subconscious to bring into you what you are desiring, because your superconscious mind is very powerful. Your soul has a will that's very powerful. And what you intend, you get. So when you talk about poverty, that is what you get. When you talk about and think about wealth, that is what you get. When you focus on health, that is what you get. When you focus on disease, that is what can multiply. It is not a blame game. It's your fault about how your life is. We just have had a lack of knowledge, but now we're coming into awakening times. We're understanding that fear is limited, fear is an illusion, and how much power we have. Now there are a lot of us that understand we have power, but still habitually are not using that power. We're still walking and talking the same dialogue that's been programmed into our minds, even though we now know better. Even though we're now being taught differently. Things have to be learned. New habits have to be formed. And it can happen in any moment and during any day. So watch yourself. Don't be paranoid. Don't live in fear about what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're doing. Just notice it and change it in the moment. Grab it and reverse it. Because ultimately what all of us want is happiness and freedom. We don't mind another having it necessarily, as long as we have it for ourselves, right? So you can acquire it for yourself. But it's not about luck. It's not about what somebody else has or what they are doing. It's about what's within yourself. And making sure to understand and doing with discipline, conducting with discipline, the reprogramming of your supermind, your subconscious mind, your words, your thoughts, and your emotions. Even if you can just feel love, feel prosperous, feel healthy, you're on the road. Just one of those things, the emotions, the thoughts, the words, will start to move you towards improvement. And it's important because you deserve it. You deserve to have all that you would desire to have. You deserve to have a good life. You do. But it does start with you, with your helpers. And speaking of your helpers, during this time of your life, of all of our lives, the angels are around us. I feel more than ever. I'm sure there are times in the world, in our history, that they've been with us most as well. But this time, wow, they're around us a lot. They've even given us a language to follow, which are their angel numbers. And you can look up angel numbers on the internet, and they pretty much say the same thing, no matter who is channeling or giving the definitions. Everyone uses their wording differently, but the gist is the same. And I love that. I love that they have their own dialogue with us, but they also come to us through white feathers. They come to us through written word. They come to us through dreams. They have various ways of coming to us. It's not just through numbers. But I have to say to you that just yesterday, they dialogued with me because I had a moment yesterday where I felt very emotional and sad and disappointed about certain happenings in my life. I don't want to get too specific, but because it's personal, but I felt a disappointment about a certain area of my life. Wasn't monetary, was personal, was about relationships. So I'll say that much. Wasn't it? And that's all I'm going to say, because I can get even more specific, but I'm not. And I felt a hurt. And I wanted to feel that a little bit. I wanted to stew on that a little bit yesterday. But I had to go off to work to serve my clients, and so I did. And on the way to work, I am at a stoplight, and I'm noticing that every license plate around me, and there's more than one lane, so they were surrounding me, had the same number. And I knew immediately that that was my guardian angel speaking to me. And I immediately noted that number, and I've gotten that number before. So it was a repeat. It was a reinforcement of what I received before, a reminder of what I should be paying attention to. And the message was from my spirit guides. Even though it was angelic numbers, it really was from my spirit guides and divinely sent. And it was a reminder to me that I am on the spiritual path, to be connected to things that are loving and godlike, and to let go of when I am bruised, when I am hurt, when I am let down. To let go also of those small things that can be important to me, those material things that can be important to me, and to focus on my divine path. And I took from it, let go of it. It'll be all right. And also want to say, let go of my expectations of others. Just let go. Because I've noticed what can be important to me, or what I want to say, what I limit myself on sometimes because I wish to be there for others. You know, whether it be where I might move in life. I take into account others in my decisions. And yesterday, that let go message spoke to me in saying, let go of everything, live your life, because those who are meant to be in your life will follow. They will go along for the ride, and those who are not will not. And they will be replaced. And perhaps they're replaced by better. Yes? Always is meant to be like that. What dissolves will be replaced by better, or what I love to call upgrades. Now, this speaks to me, but it also speaks to you that are listening, right? Because, well, that's just how my life works. I never speak accidentally. And so this message is for someone else besides me who is listening to this podcast. Sometimes we hold on out of discomfort or fear, to things and to people. And we have to trust that those who are meant to be along our journey, or who want to be in our journey, who truly want to be with us, will be. And that we can't limit ourselves because of them, because, well, I found they won't limit themselves because of me. They won't. They don't always think of me in the way I think of them. And so I have to put where I might want to roam, or what I might want to accomplish, or whatever my path may hold first, and then see who follows. Now, alongside with that, we should always take care of each other. We should always be kind. We should always be generous. I'm always striving to be even better as a person than I am. I'm always striving and always reminding myself, you have to give more. Give more. Be generous. Be kind. The key is to give unconditionally. Give unconditionally and don't expect in return. When you're expecting in return, you shouldn't give, because then it's a bill. It's an invoice. It's not genuine. It's not pure. It doesn't thrive. When you give unconditionally, you'll receive back. That's a little bit of a reward, but still you can't give to receive. It's a little offset bonus that you will be in that good, abundant flow. And when you give, you receive, usually 10 or more times over. But you must always give from your heart and your soul, and not do it because of what should be, not do it out of expectation, not do it when it is expected back, because it'll just turn against you. It'll stop right there. It'll stagnate. It'll bring to you nothing back, or negative back. And that's not what any one of us wants. So I only give when it makes me happy. I don't give out of obligation most of the time. Perhaps like on birthdays and Christmas, I have to give a little bit to people, yes. And in that way with family, of course, you would give. Whether it's, truly wanting or not, I suppose. But not to say I don't want to. So if you're family, don't read into this. But yes, in most occasions and in normal times, you should only give to charity, to loved ones, when it's from the heart and soul, when it brings you joy, and for no other reason. If you do it for any other reason, such as I have to, it won't work out. You'll only feel lower inside, and it will stagnate your abundant flow. You will not be in it. So it's so important to keep in mind when I'm asked to give. Well, number one, don't ask me to give. I'm laughing at me, but it's very true. When you asked me to give and you try to make me want to give, well, that's just the first thing that causes me not to give. But I do take charities. I do look and I do help at times. And I love helping. But I have to do it from my own heart. It has to be my idea. It has to come from me first and foremost. In any other way, it's a stopper. It's just a stopper because I know better. When you give because you're pushed to, when you give when you're made to feel bad, it's going nowhere. So back to your divine communicators. When I received that message yesterday, I knew it was my divine helpers. And your divine helpers are your guardian angels. You have at least 1 to 2 that are assigned just to you. Then there's a team of angels, like archangels and angels that help us with larger projects. I'm missing her name. It's Lorna. She is an angel author. And I'm missing her last name. She speaks of unemployed angels. Those are the ones not assigned to specific people, but work as groups to help mankind. And you can call on them to help you with situations. And sometimes they help you all on their own because that's their role. That brings them joy. They're of service. But also we have spirit guides. that are assigned to us to help us with our life purpose, our finances, our joy, our health, our relationships. And so when I got my number yesterday, it said that you will have divine spirit guides, and divine spirit guides can also be ascended masters, which are your Jesus, your Blessed Mother Mary, Buddha. There is various ones that also help mankind. So I knew that they were working with me, but I felt like the communication was from my angels telling me that your divine spirit guides are working with you. Stay on path. So 2 groups working together to communicate with me yesterday. And as I said, I listened and I took it to heart and I applied it. I let go of that moment. I let go of a lot yesterday, and it freed me up for my path. And that's important. And I can't wait to see how it goes. At this time, and if you are feeling that you're challenged, if you're struggling in any area of your life, whether it be finances, love, relationships, health, you can call on your divine helpers. And sometimes, like yesterday, they call on you. I'm sure in some way with my feelings I asked for help, but I really didn't say yesterday, please help me with these feelings. I knew that I had to work on them, but the angels came through anyway. And you know what? That happens. It's happened to me before, where I get help, but I don't go directly to them to ask for help. All they need is for us in some way to ask for help, whether it be help within our emotions, just help. I don't want to feel this way. We don't have to go to them directly. We don't have to be formal. We don't have to use a certain prayer. If you just feel help, that gives your helpers permission to intercede. So know that, please, because I've had intercession before, and it wasn't because I directly said, angels, please come, please help, spirit guides, please help. It was because my emotions said help. And that was enough. It overrides your free will. They know they can intercede. So yesterday I got my reminder because I felt that. I felt that I wanted to help myself. I felt like I wanted to get better at that emotions, to work on it. And they basically reminded me, you're not alone. We're right here. Listen to this message again, reminder of this, and stay on path. So I appreciate them. I am grateful. Grateful, by the way, is a higher emotion. See the blessings around you. Feel grateful. Ask for your angels, your spirit guides, even your departed loved ones to help you. I feel and know that the angels have a little bit more power than our departed loved ones. But our departed loved ones can help. They can be a part of us having our miracles, receiving things in our lives, receiving consolation. The angels work more with our path. They're at a little bit of a higher pay grade. They're a higher energy, a higher vibration, but all of them can work with us and for us. And you can't go wrong if you're asking for your departed mom's help. You're not getting it wrong if you're asking for their intercession. They may know that an angel can help more, and it goes over to an angel, but you will still be heard. You will still be comforted. You will still be helped. So you can't get prayers wrong. You can't get requests wrong. All you have to do is ask, and the appropriate energy will be near you, and more than one group. So do know that you walk around with an entourage that is always there to assist you, that is always there to help you to have the best possible life, the greatest happiness. They want it for you why don't we all have it all then? Because we block it, and you know you do. You know you do. You're us for help, and then go about trying to do it yourself. Someone will try to give to you, and you'll say, no, I'm not going to receive that from you. I won't allow you to do that. You will dream of a abundance coming into you. You'll play the lottery perhaps, and then you'll talk like you can't afford things, like you don't have enough. The two cancel each other out. Okay? Don't cancel what you're asking for out. Walk around with health, with feelings of love for others, with joys, with happiness. Extend yourself out. Find a blessing. Find a blessing can be found in everything. I want to send thoughts and prayers out to all the states here that were affected by those tornadoes. We're in climate change time. We are in a precarious time, but thankfully we do have leadership that understands that our world is in a precarious time. Global leaders that understand, and they are worked against, but it was predicted that there would be leaders that would understand and would save this world, and we're in those times now. So hopefully you are one that understands if there are orders signed or changes made, or oil companies that are not helped like they used to be, is because we are in precarious times. And something has to be done. And because of the warmth of these precarious times, we are getting stronger tornadoes in odd locations. We are getting warmth in December. We are getting glaciers that have been melting for years. Our borders have the probability of changing in some way. But that doesn't mean that the worst scenario has to happen. But understand that changes have to happen in order to protect ourselves. In those tornadoes yesterday, or the other day, please, in Kentucky, in Missouri, in Tennessee, in Mississippi, forgive me if I'm missing any one state. They were harder, they were untimely, more serious because of our times. But every single person affected will find the blessing, will find something, even through the hardest and rawest loss. And it isn't fair, it isn't just to lose loved ones to tragedies, especially at the holiday times. It's not right by human nature. But there is always a larger picture. There's always a miracle, too, that can come in some way. Sometimes it's a trickle, but it's there. If it's paid attention to, it's there. If you can, in any of your worst times, find even the minimal blessing, that is a root that grows the plants of prosperity, that brings about change, that brings about abundance, and even more blessings, and many things to be grateful for. Just find the roots. Just find the roots. It's there. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel devastation or cry or feel rock bottom. Yes, we're humans, but reach for it, reach for it. Just one minimal blessing, and that will start the blooming and the blossoming again, even into greater times. And the angels were there. They were there at the businesses and the homes. They were there at 9/11. There's documentation of it from eyewitnesses. They're in and around everything, because everything has a divine purpose, and every human is loved and blessed and adored beyond measure. So no one's ever alone. Everyone is comforted all the time. Everything is directed as it should be. Everyone is helped all the time. You are helped whether you perceive it or not. Sometimes we think, oh, it just worked out. That was help. That was divine help. Do you ever know, and you should know, that everything always works out? Every storm always passes. Of course, if you expect more storms, you're going to get them. If you expect that things never turn out right for you, that's what you'll get. But notice you always get through what you're going through. And that is because of your power and your divine helpers. They're always there. They can never leave you alone. It isn't possible. So look around you at these times, not only during this holiday season when it can be so challenging emotionally, but look around you as you get into the new year. Watch your mind. Watch your thoughts. You have a blank slate coming January 1st, where you can redesign your life for the better through keeping your focus on proclaiming what you want in your life, proclaiming it as truth, and making sure to back it up with emotions and thoughts, and at your greatest hour, belief. If you believe it, as you proclaim it, and as you feel it, it has to arrive. It may not arrive that year, that day, that month, but it will arrive. There are so many that have come into prosperity that knew they would. They didn't know the hour, but they knew they would. And they didn't give up on it. No matter how many ebbs and flows they went through, they knew it would eventually come. And sometimes it took them a few years, but it arrived. And the wonderful thing is that when it arrives, it feels like it happens all at once, and there was never a delay. So faith and patience is required to hang in there, even during your most challenging times, because there's a purpose to the challenging times. There's a purpose. Growth. Gaining those qualities that you didn't have before in order to be able to handle more. You had to be ready for what you asked for. And sometimes that takes time. I heard someone who's wealthy say yesterday, in order to have wealth, you have to feel comfortable with wealth. Do you feel comfortable with love? Do you feel comfortable with wealth? Is it natural for you? Do you feel comfortable with health? Or are you used to your life being a certain way? Your answers are within to all of that. And it's tricky sometimes, isn't it? Do you feel, for instance, do you feel you deserve health? Or not? How much do you love yourself? Or do you think in some way what you're going through you deserve? Think about it. Do you feel uncomfortable having more than others? Would you give it all away? Then you're not going to have wealth. Because if you're going to give it all away, because you don't feel comfortable with it, it will obey. Wealth will obey and it will leave you. Do you feel with love relationships and friendships that people will always let you down? or that you have to somehow pay for it. Well, guess what? That's the way it will always be. But you have the power to change it. Actually, you're the only one with the power to change it. And then others around you will follow if they wish to be there, if their will aligns with you. And that's what I've had to learn. I've had to learn that I'm deserving, that I can trust, that maybe I deserve better than what I even have, that I'm supposed to keep upgrading, even if it puts what's around me in danger. And it's okay to go with the flow of the path and to allow things to light up as they are and as they will be. Remember, this message is also for all of you. Today is a monumental day on 12/12/21, the ones and twos. You have an opening to the connection of heaven and all its resources. Spiritual awakenings and new adventures. Love. Be all. Tune into that today if you hear it today on Sunday. And if not, know that this whole universe is going in a new direction. A higher one. A more powerful one. And you are a part of that ride. So listen, reach for those blessings. Listen to your thoughts, your words. Listen to your blocks and go at removing them. Be grateful for those blessings. Be grateful for the lessons that you're given. If you do that, you can only thrive in every way. Thank you so much again. For those of you who are new today, welcome. Please be sure to go to my website at lisahop.com. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share. I'm also on Facebook under Spirit Teacher Lisa Hop. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for all of those who come back and who give me the hearts on my channel and share my podcast on Facebook. I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you. And until we talk again, have a very blessed day and a very blessed week and a very blessed life. Thank you.